Hey guys, it's Amber and I'm getting ready to work on my day 16 layout. It's going to be all about wrapping presents for the year. So I've got a couple different things going on. It's going to be a multi-page situation. Still trying to work out the kinks, but basically I'm going to be working on the back of day 15 to start. So on the back of that is going to be this photo here of my wrapping paper. So I think on the back of that I'm going to put this sticker here that was from the advent calendar kit. I think that's where I'm starting. And then from there, I'm still kind of working out the kinks a little bit. So one of the things that I want to do is, I've got stuff everywhere. I want to work with this vellum piece here and these present note card kind of things from the Heidi Swap home December Stop the Blur kit. It's not something I normally subscribe to, but I think that I want this to go next. And what's cute about these is that they have little cards that slide out. So I think what I want to do is take initial stickers and put them for the 4 people in my family. Because obviously I'm not really gonna talk about buying presents for myself. And then write on there what I got them. And then I have some digital art that I haven't made yet. This is making a list that I'm gonna cut out in either white or red. And then underneath that, because it's gonna say making, and then the G is gonna come down. And then I think in this red sticker from Heidi Swap, I'm gonna put and checking it twice, maybe. With that, I'm just going to stick with making a list, but I'm still trying to also figure out where my number's going to go, so it might go under there. Not sure yet. I haven't even picked out a number yet. On the back of this, where only the, basically not where the stripes are, let's put it that way. So on the back of that, I want to put this photo here. It's not the best quality photo. I forgot to take some good photos while I was wrapping presents till the very end. But it's like my point of view from above kind of, but what I see when I wrap. So it's like how I set myself up with like my tags, my pens, my paper, my scissors, my gift boxes, wrapping paper, my presents are here. And then I printed out some journaling. I was going to maybe use this exact card from the Paisley Press kit. Mine got ruined for some reason in the kit. This is like this since I first got it, but I really liked the red color. I actually changed it using a color from the photo to darken it just slightly. So I just talked about some journaling there, but I've got this great space right here to like make something happen. So what I'm probably gonna do is take an extra piece of page protector, cut it down so it's like 3 by 3, and then have that slide in. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to make it into a tag. It's a little tight. I have room here to trim, and I could use my slot punch if I wanted to, or maybe just a teeny little hole punch and maybe make it with ribbon. I hadn't even thought about making a tag, but now I'm thinking that would be a good idea instead of just the 3 by 4 card. And then on top of that page protector piece, I'm thinking about trying to put something, not sure what exactly yet, but I had pulled out all of my present things, and there's several things that I put back, like these are not going to work. Well, actually I haven't tried these yet, but they were eliminated from other things that I had picked out. I had picked out some die cuts, this brownish card that says memories to treasure because my table's kind of brown and gray. I had this present card that I had pulled out, but I've got stars. I don't want to just necessarily slap a star on there. Doesn't really coordinate, but it has presents on it. And I don't know, like, I'm leaning away from these two with the presents because green doesn't really coordinate with what I have going on in the photo. The black joy, I'm considering putting on something else I haven't gone over yet. Same with the red, those are for something else. So I'm considering maybe layering one of these layered presents on here. And teal isn't necessarily a color in the photo, but it kind of works, I think. The red might be the wrong color red. It's too orangey compared to the deep reds I have going on in here. That's why I thought maybe teal would work, because this Unfortunately, the burgundy is just too close, and the green I think would not work. And I do have the patterned paper. I also have this Heidi Swapp pattern paper, so maybe I could cut something out of here potentially, which was not something I had considered yet. But so like I said, I had pulled out like all the things to see what I wanted to do. Even wanted to maybe do something with that, but it's just the wrong color. So again, I was kind of back to leaning towards this teal, and I might remove this. There's like one teeny little tiny piece of foam square in there, making it dimensional, but I think I might just remove that and let it and put it back on so it's flat, and let just the foam tape behind it be dimensional. But I kind of like that. It kind of hides it, makes you want to pull it out. We'll see what I do. The other thing I had considered, I had liked this little tiny holiday season prep. It's kind of small, but I was kind of thinking I could put it towards the bottom of the pocket. I don't really know yet. And finally, towards the end of all that, I had been wanting to use this die cut with they're not full 3x4 cards spots, but they're kind of what they look like. But so it's going to be facing this way to start with, and I printed out a photo. Sorry, I'm yawn. I printed out a photo of my cat Tiger Lily. She was having a ball. It doesn't look like it here, but she was having a ball playing with the tissue paper on the table. So I cut this one. This one's going to be cut the full size and cover the whole thing and have room for the holes to be punched here, add a little bit of journaling. And so I'm thinking of maybe adding either this Joy Star or maybe this Let Your Heart Be Light, just because, you know, she was having so much fun. And then on the back side, that's where the gold and the black part will be. I really wanted to use this present sticker because I have a feeling I won't use it for Christmas Day, just because it's not really going to go with the colors of my photos. I already know that because of what my wrapping paper and stuff looks like, but this black and gold matches, so I'm leaning towards that. Plus these photos were taken at night and they're kind of darker, so that's kind of why I'm like, you know what, I love this sticker, use it now. And so I have one other little photo of here where you can kind of see her playing around a little bit more. So I've got that cropped in, and I think I want to take this fabric canvas word phrase thing from this year and maybe layer that on here because it says naughty or nice, and I thought that would be cute. So I'm debating. I honestly could just leave this on here. I like the look on white, but I was thinking about maybe putting it on vellum because it'll be backed in white, or I also considered my polka dot vellum. We'll see. I gotta play around. I got a lot to build. The only thing I have not truly figured out yet is my number. I haven't even started looking for a number yet. I'm not even sure where exactly I'm gonna put it. The other thing I did consider, instead of the white background, was potentially maybe some of this patterned paper here, or the patterned transparency, and then layering the sticker over that. So we'll see. Not sure yet. I don't want to waste it right now. I still have a decent size piece I could work with. So, and I even pulled out some more Heidi Swapp present stuff, but I think it's just going to clash too much. But I was pulling out all the things in case I, you know, decided not to go with the sticker. I could go with this transparency. Still, you know, leaning into stuff. So, like I said, took a while to think of all these things, but I'm really loving it. I could work on this first, but I'm probably going to set that aside and get started working on the bigger pages. And then the other two things that I have out here are just some puppy stickers, just because there's little presents that coordinate and presents on here that coordinate. So we will see what I end up using. Maybe I will pull these out and try again for, and sew these. Who knows? At the moment though, I had them put back. So I'm excited to see where we end up. And it's coming out differently than I had envisioned at first, but I think I'm really gonna like it. And it's my own darn fault because I did not take nearly enough photos. So we're gonna work on that. And the one thing I did want to check and see was how good I did with trimming. So I'm going to have to trim the photo so that it is within that white frame. And the reason I want that is so that the backside really pops. So that's where we're at. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to work on was the vellum page. So I wanted to get the photo adhered to the back side and trimmed up. So I took care of that off camera, and now I'm just using my 1/4 inch adhesive from scrapbook.com. It didn't show through too terribly. There's a few little spots where for some reason you can see it and others where you can't, but for the most part it came through pretty well. I'm not sure what else I could have really used. Roller tape I think would have worked even worse, so the clear adhesive went well. Now I'm working on my pocket, so I wanted the two sides to match. That's why I'm going for a middle piece there, so I want them to each to have that same edge. So I'm just trimming down my photo. It's a true 3x4, so I'm going to have to trim the sides down a little bit more to get it to actually fit inside the pocket. And for now, this is the only part of this that I'm going to be working on. So I'm just measuring where I wanted the pocket to lay. Usually I just go with a standard 3-inch height, but I wanted to see where that would lay based on the graphic and where the journaling was. So I think I ended up going with it a little bit lower this time. I think it was like 2 3/4 or something, just so it would look balanced, and it just fits over the journaling. So you can see there I'm kind of tearing apart the layered sticker. It's really cute. I just didn't need any more bulk, especially towards the inner part of the album. If it was towards the outside, it would make sense, but it wasn't going to be. So I'm taking my 1/8 inch red line tape and cutting it down the middle, so it's like really a 1/16, just so it's really strong there, and adding that part of the ribbon back on top. And I also am going to peel the foam off the bottom of the present as well. But I also, sorry, before I do that, I'm going to use my red line tape to adhere the pocket down to the photo. So I'm just going to use 2 strips along the top and bottom where the plastic is, peel those off, and then just position them right in place. But I didn't want this to be any bulkier, so anything I do with making this a tag will be almost at the very end of the video. I kind of just bounce around a little bit, especially off camera, but just getting the present down. The one thing I wish I had done was looked at some of either the puffy or chipboard Santas. That would have been really cute, especially with the Santa wrapping paper that I have in the background there of the photo, but I kind of had forgotten about that because I was focusing so much on this being for gift wrap. So here I am working on the cardstock insert, and I've already adhered the photo. I'm using 1/8 inch adhesive around the edges of the window. Now I'm just cutting out some white basil cardstock. And then right as I was about to put the sticker down, I decided to use foam tape and pop it up so it did have some dimension. So I'm just putting 3 strips on there so that the majority of it is popped up and it won't really stick to the paper or go flat at all. I'm trying to stick with not too much bulk, but I felt like it really needed something, even though it will be on the inside of the album. So now I'm just getting the photo, the full-size photo attached to the outside, getting the edges trimmed, and then I will repunch the holes. I started to punch them with the 6-hole trimmer, but for some reason they didn't look like they were aligned properly, which is not something you usually see with Allie's products. So, and I mean like height-wise, like top to bottom. So instead of repunching, I decided just to go ahead and use my 1/4 hole punch and replace them that way instead. Once that was finished, I decided to add that red star. This is Let Your Heart Be Light. I just thought that was really sweet and added another little pop of red to the back of the photo there that matches that present. And for now, I will be done with the back. And on the front, I decided, since I wasn't going to use that canvas word phrase on the back, that I would use it on the front instead. So I just put the naughty or nice there and decided to go with a faux staple on the front and then used red line tape to adhere it in place. If I could have, I would have stitched it in place, but everything was already glued down before I really thought about it. And that's that. So next I'm getting back to working on the full-size vellum piece. I'm cutting out 2 sets of these words. I kind of just dug through my digital art from Ally to find ones like one of these is from the list story kit. Making I found somewhere in December Daily, and then I think I just used the A in making to make the A again. So I printed out, or sorry, not printed, I cut out 2 of them so I could stack them, and just to give it a little bit of dimension. I didn't want to go too thick or crazy, but I used some cardstock there from Heidi Swap so that the red would match the red in the presents. And I think that they came out really cute. I did a double cut so I would get nice clean lines. And I'm going to use wet adhesive to adhere these together. The nice thing about wet adhesive is that it allows you to kind of maneuver them a little bit if they're not perfectly lined up. Usually I don't have a problem with cutting a bunch of tiny little pieces of like sticky tape, but I just decided to go with it. I'm using Gina K Connect glue, which if you would accidentally get it on the outside, it is white but dries clear. So it's a nice glue to have in your stash. I tend to stick with almost all Gina K adhesives unless it's red line tape. So there you can see I'm kind of positioning those 2 together, and they do also dry really quickly as well. So I'm just going to set that aside to dry, work on the rest of the letters or words here. So that came together really well. I also did do the eyes in Making and List off camera. I wanted to leave them stuck on the silhouette sticky pad as long as possible so they didn't get lost as I was moving things around and making decisions in case I changed my mind with anything. But I did get them glued together and stuck down, and I put all that down with red line tape, but I did that off camera. So while those were finishing drying, I am just putting the presents in place using red line tape on the back. And I'm going to fill out the journaling for those off camera as well, just because I needed to sit and think about what the kids did get for Christmas and what I did buy for Jarrett, because I'm doing this so far after the fact. And I also dug through my stash and tried to figure out what number I was going to use. I did find a couple chipboard ones, but they actually ended up being a little bit too big because they were connected together. So I found these green sparkly glitter foam thickers that kind of matched. And you can see I also added my subtitle there, which are Kelly Purkey word phrase stickers. And then I'm using some Ally Essential puffy stickers to add the initials to the presents here as well. So just trying to get all the finishing touches on everything. And then I'm finally jumping back to the last item. I kind of wanted this to be not as bulky as possible while I was working on the other side. That's why I had stopped, and I didn't want to put ribbon in and everything. Not that I couldn't take the tag out of the pocket, but that's just kind of why I had briefly paused. So there you can see I used my slot punch, which gave it a nice oval hole so I could put this thicker ribbon through from Mayart. So I'll make sure I link that for you guys. Okay guys, I am all done. Really happy with how it came out. I ended up going with this glitter green foam thicker. It was all I could find that really matched. I did a lot of this off camera because I took a while. Like I put this down, put down all these stickers, had to move them, get them into place. I wanted to drop them just the tiniest bit because this is closer than I wanted, but after already moving them once, I was like, don't really want to move them again. I was wanting to use these, but I was afraid that they would not be sticky enough, especially because this is like a textured kind of material with the vellum, and I wanted to kind of put something that had a little bit more surface texture, I guess, and make sure that these would really be sticky. But I thought that these are really cute. Just you know, put really basic lists of what everyone got. You know, like the girls, you know, it's easier to buy for girls than boys, especially when they give you a Christmas list. But I need to it's nice, you know, we have 2 J's in our family, but you know, Caitlin, Jarrett, Julian, and Easton. Caitlin's is kind of hard to see, but either way, I still really like it. And on the flip side, we've got our little pocket with the journaling. I ended up taking all of the dimension out of that. Still really love it though. And then I've got this cute photo. It's amazing how much dimension those little thickers actually make. Plus, I forgot, it's actually sitting on top of this pocket. That's why it's so thick right now. I'm like, why is it so bubbled? But I love this little photo of her with the little stapled on, fake stapled, naughty or nice. I wanted to add like another star or something, but I just also wanted the photo to shine. And then on the back, I really love how this came out with the Let Your Heart Be Light. Got real kitten hairs here for my kitten layout. And then I like the sticker of the presents as well. It's kind of like laying next to ones that doesn't necessarily match. And it's like 3 completely different present types. But I decided I did not care. And I was going for it. And I really wanted to get some products used up. So I'm really happy with this one, and I will see you soon for day 17. It'll be a really simple one. We celebrated Jarrett's birthday, but we did a terrible job of taking photos. So I only have pictures of him with his cake, nothing else. I did a terrible job in December. It was like my brain was somewhere else, even though I knew December Daily was going on. I think not working on the project was like, some days I did great with photos, some days I just was like, where was my brain? But anyway, I will see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.